Ideally I would have liked to release this video in just one episode, but I've had to break it down into 2 parts, mainly because I spent way too long faffing around with 40mm flush hinges from Toolstation. I got these hinges, they didn't come with screws, and I spent ages trying to find some screws that fit them. The thing is, with flush hinges, you need the screw heads to sit flush with the hinge so that the door closes properly. If the head's too big, then the door will stick up a little bit like that, and it's just not a very nice finish. So anyway, I took those hinges back, and I've got these 50mm flush hinges from Screwfix now, and these seem to be much better, and I've actually got some screws that fit them. So I'm under strict instructions that that knot has got to go in this corner down here, so you don't see it. So I've got my spacer in the back here. I've taken this tiny sliver off the edge of the door just to square it up with the frame a little bit. And then I'm going to even out the spacing around the edge of this door, just down either side. That looks good. I'm going to get my hinges, put them in this gap. I'm going to line my hinge up with this line here in the door, and then I'm just going to tape my hinge to the frame, and I'll do the same with this one. Just a bit of masking tape to hold it in position. Now I'm going to take the door out, get my pencil, mark the holes across. Now I've got both hinges screwed on this piece, I'm going to take this one off. Get the door, and then transfer the marks onto this door. And for doing that, I'm going to get the hinge, put it on here against this line, looking down across the top. I'm going to mark out these, drill a little pilot hole, let's put it back on here now, and then close it up and make sure it doesn't rub. Check the gaps, perfect. So now we want to mark out this hinge. 1, 2 pilot holes. Perfect. So the gap this side is slightly too big, so I need to move the door over ever so slightly. Unfortunately, I've already drilled a hole in here, so it's going to be a bit tricky. However, there is a little trick you can do. Cocktail stick or a toothpick. I'm going to get this, put it in the hole, snap it off. Get this, put it in the other one, snap it off. Now I can re-drill this to the edge of the hole. And that will move the door over. And there we go, our spacing is evened out. Here I've got some 20 Newton gas struts. I did get some 100 Newton ones, but they were way too hard to compress. These ones aren't too bad. I think they'll be alright for these lightweight overhead doors. And we need to set them up, so it's got some instructions on the packet. I'm going to have a go and try and get them set up, and then once we've got it right for one, all the rest should be easy to follow. I've managed to fit this gas strut here, so it closes nicely, holds the door closed and open smooth. So I need to replicate this one on this door here. I just followed the instructions on the packet roughly for setting them up, and then you just adjust this movement here and this will change how far it opens. So if I want this to open more, I just move this piece down closer to the edge of the door. If I wanted it to be at 90 degrees, I would just move this up a little bit. That piece is on. Now we've got this bracket to go on the door. Okay, let's get our gas strut. That just pushes on there. This end just pushes on here. Let's put it in here. There we go, and they're both at the same position, and that should close nicely. Great. For making the base of this unit, I simply screw a batten piece across the back wall and then put 3 braces across using pocket hole screws, and that'll give us something to screw our tongue and groove clad into. Right, that top piece is in, up this end and up this end. That was a right challenge getting that in, I tell you, because there's not much room to move it about in the slot. I'm just filling up the screw holes underneath here, and then I can give it another couple of coats of paint just to tie it all in. And of course it's going to have a couple of lights under here too, on a switch here. Same over here, need to fill up all the screw holes, a couple of coats of paint. But with this unit, I need to make the end panels as well. I have to recommend this wood filler. It's really good stuff. You don't have to mix it with any hardener or anything. It's just straight on and it goes rock solid as well. I just used a flat bladed screwdriver to apply this wood filler, and I just got the end of it, went over all the holes, leaving the filler slightly proud so we can sand it flush once this is all dried. You don't want to put too much on because it will just take you ages to sand. So yeah, that's the method. I'll wait till that's gone dry, sand it off and give it a couple of coats of paint. I just want to scribe this piece in, so I've shown you how to do this before. Just get this, put it up against there. This is going to be awkward to hold the camera, but just give it a go. Make sure it's level as best as you can. And then using a washer on the end of a pencil, just going to keep this parallel with the side of the van and run it down there, and that gives us a nice scribe line. With all this talk about scribing in, if you enjoy the content, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you click that little alarm bell, you'll get notifications when I post new videos. So I can go cut that angle and it should fit in there nicely. Okay, that scribe did nicely that end, so now I'm just going to come around here and mark this end and then trim it off. That's the end cap screwed on. Obviously I need to paint those and fill the holes. I now need to work on making the side of this cupboard here. Using some offcuts of tongue and groove cladding, I scribe in the end panels one by one, keeping them in line with the wall cladding. As you can imagine, this is quite a long process, but I think it's worth it. So I've done lots of scribing in to put this end panel on, and up this end, we've got that end panel scribed in. And finally, we got this one in here. So I'm going to take all these pieces off, paint them green, give them a coat of lacquer, and then we can refit them. I'm going to put a line of screws down this end. And last little bit of filling, just fill these screw holes up here. That's all the filler sanded flush. So that's ready for another coat of paint. That's the overhead cupboards, pretty much finished. I've got some spotlights somewhere to go in here, and I need to take a trip to IKEA to look for some handles. Maybe towards the end of the week we'll take a trip there. This is all finished off, painted up, and it's all had a coat of lacquer. And I finally got around to painting that strip green. I think it looks much better, so thank you to everyone for your recommendations. Hopefully I can get some of those dangly plants as well to go in these shelves, just to add a bit more colour and make it feel like home. And inside here will be the control panel, and I'm going to be making that in the next video. So if you like the content so far, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you're not already. Thank you to everyone that subscribed to the channel, nearly at 4,000 subscribers. I literally cannot believe it. So thank you for that, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys, bye for now.